Good morning, Belle. This strike started on Monday with fuel truck drivers claiming, as you said, better wages and also the creation of a special category for the drivers who carry dangerous goods. It took just 24 hours to feel the impact of this strike, namely in the airports, in the main airports like Lisbon and Faro, with some flights being cancelled and also some delays. So on Tuesday night, the Portuguese government felt the need of declaring an energy crisis and imposed these drivers to provide at least 40% of the regular services. These minimum services were applied in a first phase only to the metropolitan areas of Lisbon and Porto, but as we could see yesterday, it was really hard for the drivers, the citizens, to find fuel, and they had to run some kilometers to find where they could fill in their tanks. Watch our reports. Portugal declared an energy crisis on Tuesday night, 24 hours after the beginning of a strike by fuel truck drivers. On Wednesday at midday, there were around 1,500 petrol stations without fuel. Portuguese people drive around to find a petrol station where there's fuel left and queue for a long time.
I was here this morning to fill the tank of a Red Cross vehicle and it took me 40 to 45 minutes.
There's almost no petrol left anywhere. I'm running out of petrol. Now I have to check if they have any. If they don't, I won't be able to deliver the glass.
It's logical that it delays our work, and it affects the people who depend on us for help and assistance, and for the transport of disabled people.
I'm going to travel on Saturday and I decided to fill up just to be safe, because this is getting dramatic at several petrol stations. Just as a precaution, I'm not going to drive tomorrow or on Friday.
Where are you going?
To Viseu.
Going to visit your family?
I'm going to visit my mother, and this is inconvenient because I've been here for 15-20 minutes and it's chaos.
The fuel truck drivers claim better wages and a special category for their risky work. There are no many petrol stations where Portuguese drivers can still fill in their tanks, and the minimum services imposed by the Portuguese government will apply only to the metropolitan areas of Lisbon and Porto. So if this strike continues, the next days must be hard for the Portuguese people just ahead of Easter holidays. Filipa Soares in Portugal for Euronews. So before these difficulties that were felt all over the country yesterday, the government yesterday night met again with the trade unions of the sector to try to find a solution. But no solution was found, and the only outcome of this meeting is that we will have now the minimum services extended to all the areas of the country. And this is quite important because today at night lots of people will leave the big cities like Lisbon and Porto to come to to join their families in other areas of the country because it's tomorrow, it's Good Friday here, a national holiday, and people do that. So another thing is that the normal citizens will have only the opportunity to fill their tanks with 15 liters of petrol. Now we are watching some trucks arriving to this place in Lessa de Palmeira, where they are going to take petrol to comply with the minimum services imposed by the Portuguese government. But there's no forecast when this strike can come to an end.